And welcome to the Nashville Arts and Entertainment. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Nashville Arts and Entertainment Commission's meeting for Thursday, July 10th, 2025. We are called to order at 10:12 a.m. And in attendance, we have Holly Salo, Andy Bartels, Melanie Rowland, Phil McCown, Lisa Hall, and Administrative Assistant Maddie Bond. Missing is Mr. Galloway, Ms. Phelps, Mr. Heltman, and Ms. Miller. Right, before you are the minutes from the June 12th meeting, if you'd like to review those. And then I welcome a motion to approve or amend as necessary.
I move that we approve the minutes from June.
I second. Motion made by Member McCown and seconded by Vice President Hall. The meetings from the June 12th, 2025 meeting are approved. Next item on our agenda is a presentation by the STEAMERY. KIRSTIE is not in the audience. However, enclosed in your package, you will find a little update from our Brown County from January, February about this community project. And if you'd like to take a moment to look through, and then we'll just readjust our agenda as needed to accommodate Ms. Tiernan, and then move from there into the budget overview. So we'll all take a couple minutes to look at this article, and it'll give you an oversight into what's happening there and what their mission is and what they're looking for in terms of fundraising.
How did it go with ROI meeting? Didn't some ROI go on towards STEAMERY?
After we had that meeting, I did not hear back from those two
Yeah.
people. So if you didn't, then we didn't get any kind of follow-up from that.
No, I haven't heard the ROI have contacted them independently.
Oh,
Oh, well, maybe Kirsten will.
Yeah.
yeah.
Kirsten will know.
I don't know if she's still doing, but she was doing monthly open houses.
She is. The next one, I believe, I saw she posted on Facebook this morning, and I think it's July 21st.
Okay, well, if you haven't, I hardly recommend it because
She's fancy paper too.
they're very encouraging, enlightening. That whole project is really amazing.
It is amazing. It would be an
It would
amazing
be-
Yeah, I think
asset to our community.
If this continues to grow, it's going to be a stellar piece of
I mean, it could be
community.
good for our community, our kids, could be good for tourism.
Good for Helmsburg.
Very good for
Helmsburg.
Helmsburg.
Yes.
And I also like the fact that they've teamed up with CRC to offer some skill classes,
Excellent,
culinary
yes.
arts and things like that, that would,
That's awesome.
give more
Yep.
hands-on experience. In AI learning, robotics, coding, future skills.
Yep.
They're gonna have games, art, events. But they are currently in a phase of seeking $250,000 for renovations and essential upgrades.
And ultimately,
That's low.
Yeah, I would say that's low too.
well, then the
It's something
phase two
you-
is the 400,000 is the one I've heard. I guess she's calling it phase two.
Yeah. That's for equipping the labs.
Yeah,
They said they need 900,000
Oh,
for the launch.
okay,
I think that's kind of low too. I think they're
it could
gonna,
be,
have
could be.
you obviously the building?
Oh, I know.
I haven't yet, not in person. No.
It's worth an hour out there. The open houses are great. I think there were good 12, 15 people when I was there.
Yeah, I don't see that article, but I believe that the date that I did read was the 21st. So while we could not all go, some of us could go, and it would be great if there was a commitment of a couple of people
I
that
have
did
missed
go.
every open house I've been gone that they've had. I hated the timing. When's the next one?
I can't find her her comment right now on Facebook. I'm still looking. I think it was July 21st. That's a Monday.
Yeah,
Um,
headed to Tennessee.
So I'm back to looking up.
So Melanie, have you thought about what size of gift we would be able to help them get started?
No, because I don't know what they have and what they're looking for, but I would like to offer them support in some way, whether it was financial or whatever you guys think best in terms of
I mean, I'm just
helping
looking at
with
our
fundraising. That
our
would be-
Hoffman fund. And, you know, we try to give money away out there, but we've been earning it back. I mean, our fund's still pretty healthy.
Nice.
Yeah, it is a good fund. We would just have to make sure it fit with the parameters.
Right. Right.
It says our next.
Oh,
open
okay,
house
here
on
it is, July 21st. You can
Going to
go
Tennessee that day.
to a tour of the space, learn about the vision, and see how you can be part of it. And it's the STEAMERY Vision Open House, Monday, July 21st at 6 p.m. So, and they have a website, the steamery.org, where you can look at a more visual look at the labs, the things they're working on, their
It's an incredible
their
project.
dreams and wishes, and
Mhm.
I just feel we should support them in every way. possible.
I agree.
Agree. For-
It'd be so good for lots of reasons, for lots of people.
It would be the town of Nashville expressing support, which is
Mhm.
really good.
Absolutely, and should it become when it becomes active, I believe it would be considered one of our wheels at some
Oh, for
point.
sure.
So it would be like TC Steel and the Music Center
Yeah,
that are considered a wheel of the hub of the cultural district, so. But yeah, so we can look this over, and if everyone's done that, just kind of will ponder questions and consider ways that we might be able to help her and then see if she's able to show up. Do you have a phone number?
I do not have them on.
I do. I
Okay,
think I do. Let me look.
I mean, maybe a quick call and just to see if she's just running late,
Yes.
generally it comes as its own
Oh, it's
sheet,
sheet.
because it comes from the foundation.
Oh, I see.
It's doing quite well.
Yeah.
Okay, it went right to voicemail. So let me text
you
her.
got the 773 number?
I don't know. I moved on to texting. Hang on.
Oh, look, they've gained enough for me to get a card. Just put Arts Village on it and ride around. Support it.
That's a write-off.
I know.
Yes, 773-208-1609. Yeah. I just sent her a text.
Thank you, Lisa. Appreciate that. Let's move into the budget and you can see where we stand here. We've done pretty well. We do have some funds left in, well, obviously in the 250 entertainment only fund. And then, it looks like there's some funds still available after the second story studio thing in the fingerstyle. So one account is fully depleted. The 306 edit fund has a $1,500 balance. And the 307 edit fund has a 0 balance. And then within our own arts and entertainment fund, there is $4,559 as of June 12th of 2025, with 94,149 and 13 cents in the fund managed by the Brown County Community Foundation. So well.
Oh, I see. It says, this here, down here says that it's 97,000.
Okay, so that was as of
June 30th.
her balance, the one I just said, I'm sorry, was 531 with an increase from last month of 3,446. So we actually stand, as Bonnie points out, at 97,475.70 here.
Good.
So
As we move, into the fall, if we still have money, I have not submitted for Chris Kendall this year because I'm trying to let other organizations make an appeal. But if we have money left, I could use a little help.
Yeah.
So,
I would say you should go ahead and just put
submit
something
the
in.
application.
And then, also we'd like to maybe consider an early vote on providing music for the Christmas tree lighting ceremony. So that's out of the way and we continue being able to fund that. And then we can look at what else we can use to
Yeah, and you can put me
get
on
us
the
down for this year.
back burner until we know if we have.
Now you go ahead and submit it.
Yeah.
We'll
Okay.
vote next month.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get you going on that and then
Stuff
we'll
that
get
we
the
know
music.
we wanna do. Get it.
Agreed,
One of the-
agreed. Okay,
You have it.
so let's discuss the art walk. Ani says there's 1,000 brochures. So we wanna pass them out.
I will
If
take
they-
them to the golf course, I'll take them to Kevin at Seasons, and I will take them to the visitor center, I'll do that. And I'll get them to Patty, friends of mine, so I'll get them to the off town,
Right.
off the grid properties.
Okay, and then do we have some in the racks in the front of town hall?
They just came yesterday, so.
Oh,
nothing
okay, so
anywhere.
we'll
Nothing's anywhere.
do some here, we can put some in the county building. And then as many hotels and galleries as we could get to would be great.
Don't forget the Village Green bathrooms. The Village Green bathroom.
Oh, there's a rack in the village
brochure
rack. Bathroom.
Yes, that one
Okay.
there.
So we provide reading material.
Yeah, exactly. The
Or
library.
writing material.
And the library, don't forget the library, that's a good resource too.
Yes, the library.
Chamberfest has had great success with the hobnob. And, I
Yeah.
think they would be good.
Yeah,
Always.
I should have brought.
he blows through my technical parts too.
Yeah. Good.
Okay, are there, is there anything that we want to consider or know about the art walk? One, I need a logo. We need to change the logo on the art walk page to be reflective of the second Saturdays.
I just had her do one that says art walk, so it's not
Yes, that's
saying
okay.
second Saturday.
But when I do an event, I
Yeah,
can just add that information in there.
Okay.
And then when I'll put this out either later today or tomorrow about Saturday and about meet at the CBB, if you want to join a walking tour from 2 to 4. Between the three of us, we'll get that done and see who we collect along the way. And if nothing else, we can map out and look at points that serve the arts community historically, visually. And just know what we're doing to see if we can make a success of this and how that would look going into the next couple of years, using this particular.
Will places on this have anything to denote they're on the walk at the location?
No,
Oh, that's
because
sad,
all of
yeah.
the signage says the art walk Friday, art
yeah,
walk. There's some really old signs that just say art walk, but most of them say fourth Friday still. So at some juncture, we're gonna want to.
before next month, we should have something, we should do something of that.
Yes, and get those out and.
I'd like to, I mean,
We can.
Maybe it's a flag, just a
We can use these.
little
funds.
flag that people could fly, with this logo on it, and then put it out on the day it's.
yeah,
I know that would require probably something to mount them, but,
yeah,
or you could stick it in if you had a
Right.
pot or.
yeah.
I
Brown,
think you just look for that.
Well,
yeah,
there's an idea.
Each shopping.
But I definitely think we need something that's like right on the exterior of a storefront or whatever. That could just be easy for them to set out,
I've been working with 4 Instaprint and been happy with them.
I think we used them.
They might be able to do a, you know, inexpensive. These look really nice, Auntie. Thank you for doing this.
Yes, and thank,
Oh, you're
And
welcome.
yeah,
Andy Wilson
Andy.
as
Yeah.
well.
I really probably shouldn't have taken it on. It was a lot. I mean.
It was a lot.
It was a lot.
It was a lot, and your hard work is
Because
appreciated.
I had to do all the descriptions and get all the pictures for her and stuff like that, so I mean,
Outstanding,
it was a lot, so.
really good.
But now it's
Well,
done.
we added
And
next
So if
year.
anything's wrong, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
No, I
We all
appreciate
got
you
This
doing
is
it.
really great. And to me, it reads better than the old one. The old one was really tight.
Busy.
Yeah, the pictures were nice, but they really took up too much real estate, more than here. You want to get the word out, the names and the locations.
Yeah.
You've done a great job.
Right, and then I think too, that we should tote a collection of flyers. So that if we don't hit everything, we can make sure that Saturday they have. To like carry some flyers with us.
On Saturday.
We don't, and make sure that everybody's got them.
Sure.
I don't know, I
What
have
time, did we decide it's 2 to 5?
2 to 4.
2 to 4,
Mhm.
okay.
But yeah, I think getting these out to the galleries, the playhouse, et cetera, will be a priority over the next 1.5 days. Okay. With that, we'll just move into the update from the grant committee. And, Phil, did you guys meet this month?
We did not, but I did get some work done. I would start off, by the way, though, with acknowledging a spectacular open house for the second story studio exhibit, Intimate Forms, in collaboration with the Kinsey Institute. There were well over 100 people, maybe 150.
Right.
It was a spectacular, it was just a blowout evening.
It was so much.
It was so much fun. And the exhibit has closed now. It closed on the 7th. And I believe they sold half of the works that were up that evening. So
That's great.
that is really great.
They had some amazing stuff.
20 different artists were around the community.
Yep.
Kurt rounded up. I don't know how he did it, but he did. And it was just good time had by all.
Yeah,
It was an
really was.
epic event. And well, saw the Democrats.
Did a great
Flattered
article.
all over the front page of the
Oh, yeah.
Democrat. It was great.
That was wonderful.
And I understand that they've gotten really good feedback. Democrat has. There was one complaint saying, you know, we don't need this sort of stuff, blah, blah, blah. But it was well received all the way around. I'm really happy.
Kurt
So,
was here last month.
or-
Yeah.
Yeah,
he was.
He brought us the poster. with
That's
right.
the signatures. I think Sandy's got it in her office.
Yeah.
And then I think he brought one that's gonna go out here.
Oh, good. And I believe the intent is to be an annual event, so.
That's cool.
That would be great.
Yes.
Coincides with Pride Month, which is June, so it works out. Okay, the IAC grant, as mentioned in the minutes, we're looking at 2 events.
Okay, today we're going to
Please.
decide what event we're doing.
Okay, the 2 that are mentioned are the Music Under the Stars at Deer Run and the sidewalk improvement. The sidewalk improvement is pretty well tied to what the town is going to do with whatever money they can raise for sidewalk improvement. And thinking in general, and I guess this is true with the county as well, because they're the ones with the visitors for the tourism money, that we could perhaps leverage some of that money for sidewalk improvement, because it does impact tourism.
It can be used for that.
Yeah, right. But that's all still, the wheels of government are grinding slowly, so. I was at a quality, I know, shock. I was at a quality of life committee meeting yesterday, this interesting group.
Wait, is this the original one or is this the new one?
This is the new one.
Okay,
There was another one?
there's two.
There's two, okay, so there's the
No
health
way.
group. Well, I just think with the.
Oh, no, this
it's
is
the
not the
thing.
health group.
No, this is the people who are working in tandem with county government
Correct.
about how to manage the additional
3%.
3% of funding that will come from the innkeeper's tax. Because the county government is looking to co-opt that for infrastructure and other things, including but not limited to festivals, entertainment productions. And there's a group that's meeting, and I think
Yeah.
that's,
Yeah,
The new one, the
this is
commissioner.
this is what he's talking about. The other
Yeah.
one is Brown Countyans for Healthy Living. And that's the difference. Quality of life
Quality of life is the one that's.
is the one that Brian Tadlock and his
Yes.
wife,
Okay.
all of them are on.
And then the other one is the one that one of the commissioners is putting together.
No,
Oh,
that's
that,
one of
the commissioners are putting together a committee to work on another Ready, I think it's a Ready grant or an ROI.
oh.
It's a whole different thing,
Yeah.
and they're
Oh.
taking applications now. So there's that, if you want, I can send you that, if you didn't get
I
it.
saw it.
I
It's
think
a
I
lot of-
signed up for it.
It's a lot of commitment. I don't know if I can do it.
Well, I just couldn't even
Could
figure out
you-
how to edit a PDF file, so
Could you
there's
just
where
send
I.
that to me?
Absolutely. I think it went out, it's like Sandy sent something out to this people who had worked on the comprehensive plan. And then I got something from Tim Clark about it. That was the
That's what's in it.
application. And so it does, the applications are gonna be accepted, I think, through October. So this is a long-term.
Rich had asked
Thing.
for an application for something he sent around and we never got it.
Okay,
So,
Well, I
the
have-
deadline's expired now.
I'll send it.
Will you send it to me too? I'll look at
Because
it.
I just was like, you're asking for people to apply and Rich had reached out to him and said, please send me an application, and there was only a few days before the deadline and he never received one, so. I don't
Okay, well,
like-
this deadline is a ways,
Okay,
from what, cause I looked at it yesterday, but I had no idea how to edit a PDF file to be
you
able.
can't edit PDF.
Right, so I
Yeah.
did not know how
Can't.
or why, and then there's this thing about you had to attach the attachments to it, or you wouldn't even be considered, which was weird, and so I just need some.
So it's cumbersome.
It's cumbersome, but I need some tech help to even apply. But
I
I've
just think if
expressed.
we're gonna ask for people to apply and they respond, then they need to have the opportunity to apply.
Should be easy.
Right. And it should be facile, should be easy.
So anyway, the sidewalk is a great idea, and we're just not there yet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I think we will not be able to take the lead. Well, we probably shouldn't take the lead because the money's going to have to.
right. But we could work if there was
We
an
can certainly,
Yes.
when the opportunity comes, we
Work
can
in
definitely
tandem.
be a part of it.
excellent, okay,
And I think everybody's on board with the notion of making this an artistic opportunity rather than
That's
just a municipal.
okay, that's good, cause
So
when
that's
you
good.
look at those things online, it really does look beautiful.
Oh,
It's like the
Everybody loves
Japanese art of filling cracks with gold.
Yeah.
I think we should just.
I think it would be super cool.
And
Yeah,
there
I
to
loved
be
it in
as
Chicago when I
cool
saw
and
it. It
Yeah.
was so
Yeah,
interesting.
well, and it will be. Okay, so that leaves
That leaves.
Music Under the Stars.
I am 100% behind. I think it should be a jazz evening. And that, like jazz under the stars, and we have maybe 2 jazz bands or a singer or something
Yeah.
like that. We pay for that. We figure out where they would be on a stage, how that would go, where electric would go. That would take a conversation with Parks and Rec.
Which I've had.
Which you have had.
Yes.
So what did they say
Okay,
about
I talked to-
electric and stage?
All right, I talked to Andy Rudd. Mark wasn't there. Shields wasn't there. He's
Okay.
supposed to call me. Yes.
No, his dad just died, so,
Oh, really?
yeah, just give
Oh, I'm
him
sorry.
a minute, okay?
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Talked
Mark's dad.
Oh, that's right.
Okay, so I talked with Andy Rudd and, he certainly was very receptive. They said they've talked about having concerts at Deer Run. And I said, now we're in the process of applying for an IAC grant to fund a concert, and we feel Deer Run would be a perfect venue. And what do you think? Are there any showstoppers? He says, not really. I said, well, what about the noise ordinance? He said, we do have to be a bit concerned because there are folks up on, it's not Town Hill, but on the other side of 46, back up on the ridge there, that we have to take into consideration. He would not recommend a late evening. He'd recommend either early evening or late afternoon.
Do it 7 to 10.
So I think a 7 to 10 would
Yeah.
be,
That might
Would
a
be
little too
good.
late. It might be better like a 6:30 to 9 or something like that.
if we could do that and pair it with like the picnic basket fundraising that I'm trying to work with the foundations on redoing, that would be super cool for everybody.
Right.
And I also, when thinking about the park, first of all, no one wants to be in that lower field from 3 PM to 7 PM because it is
Too
too hot.
Yeah.
But
Is that the field by the playground area?
that's the field that, as you, by the creek, because
Oh.
before you go, like.
Right.
It's in between the disc golf.
Well, there's
Okay.
plenty of room.
But in the shelter house, there's not only electric and a concrete floor and covering, but then there's also sort of, if you were facing like, say this is a shelter house and you were facing this way towards the fire pit, you could use that whole lawn and then still.
Right by the playground, I'm trying to figure out
Yes,
where you are.
right,
So
where
that
it's,
field that runs adjacent to the playground?
yes.
Yeah, it's kind of what I had in mind, okay.
And I think it would be a great space, there is a fire pit, and then, it certainly would host people in lawn chairs or blankets with their picnic dinner, and I think that would be
Well,
something that I think would be really, first of all, we don't have a jazz niche here, and we want one, we wanna bring that, forward, and I think a lot of people like jazz. So we could
we
do
got
like
Pat Halverson already doing
the summer jazz.
retreat at the barn. Burner.
Yeah, and they just did theirs.
Yeah, that was June. They would probably be receptive or something like that. They have two 5-day sessions of jazz.
Oh, sorry, my apologies.
Well, it's classes, although it's
Right.
really jam sessions
Right,
with professionals. And then they're looking for something for that weekend in between. Which that Saturdays and or Sunday, that could be a good possibility. I have also, Andy said he also agrees that the shelter house would be the hub. There's electricity there,
yes,
there's space, there's parking. It's really an ideal setup. And I think in general, they're definitely on board. And I said, now we're just in the process of applying for an IAC grant. That's why we're talking about it now for next summer. And would there be any fees involved? He said, since this is a nonprofit, you're not going to make any money off of this. It's strictly volunteer. He said, in the past, we've never.
well, those are all positives.
They sure are.
Yeah,
Is there anyone who has any other thoughts? Holly, what are your thoughts?
I love it.
I think it'll be great, yeah.
I think it'd be really fun.
Yeah.
So we are not gonna charge a ticket price.
No, I think
So
it's
it's free.
free, make a.
I don't think
make
we
a
can
free-
use that.
Yeah.
With that
I
idea.
think it's a great start to
Great
kick
thing.
off what could become a series.
Oh, yeah.
And with rotating genres but I love starting off with a jazz trio or
I think
whatever.
Jazz would be great.
quartet,
I'd love to bring in Paul and I bring in the
chamber.
Jam from Bloomington.
Yeah.
They're just a great cover band. They're a fun band. Now they're amplified and they're not quiet, but on the other hand, but we're early enough in the evening, I don't think it'd be a problem. And they're not expensive. Now, Andy also said, if this doesn't work out for some reason, because he couldn't just say, yes, go ahead on his own. Or you might want to consider the Red Barn, because they're trying to build that all up and support them if you can. My personal opinion is, I mean, it's a great thing to do. I don't think they have the setup of.
No,
No,
I'd rather be
I
in
don't think so
picnic
either.
blankets
Well,
or
it doesn't
chairs.
really bring any money in for them to speak.
Yeah,
He's looking for professionals, so.
Right.
yeah. No, I think we're better off with parks.
I agree, and I mean, it's more in line with our.
Plus if parents will listen, they can.
And kids can.
Yeah,
play.
yeah.
Kids can play, they can do their
Yeah.
thing.
No alcohol, but that's fine. That's true of Deer Run for anything.
Really?
Yeah, apparently.
Okay,
So
well,
we need to keep that
so
in mind.
alcohol-free picnic baskets
Yeah.
and,
Boom, yes.
and,
Wait, but you know, I need to clarify that because no alcohol sales.
No alcohol sales.
But he just did, okay, I just remember the phrase alcohol, and I'm not sure that it's true that you can't bring your own bottle of wine, for example. That, I would think that would be.
let's follow up on that.
Yeah.
I mean, what about, I mean, can you do that at the
Yes.
fairgrounds? I mean.
No alcohol at the fairground.
That's 4-H. I mean, that's.
Yeah,
that's right,
that's
that's
pretty common
orientation.
for a municipal facility. All right, we need to check that out.
Yeah.
Let's find out.
Okay.
And-
But do you think you knew somebody at Connor Prairie?
No, but I'm happy to call to talk to someone there to say, did you have to secure a license for, alcohol?
Or can people just bring their
Yeah.
picnic basket?
So I'll be happy to call.
Personally, I don't want to get into the sale.
No.
No, we
We're
don't
not
need
selling.
that.
In fact, we don't want to sell anything.
No, that's not our wheelhouse.
No.
But a BYOB situation.
Yeah, that should be. If it isn't, we ought to push that. I mean, frankly, because I mean, this is a town event, community event. And,
Well,
having said
Concord
that,
Prairie's event has just exploded.
Oh,
I
it's
mean,
gigantic.
it's just huge.
it is huge.
And they even like sell the picnic tables that are up front, for a certain amount of money, you can,
Oh, wow.
you can reserve.
Yeah,
So we had a handful of picnic tables that we could reserve. I mean, we.
they still get the symphony.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's sweet.
That's cool.
Okay, so what we need
Alright, so
is
we need to
an action plan flow chart. And we need it fast because
What's our deadline on the application?
September. Oof.
Okay,
And so far we have nothing actionable. So
well, we
So
have,
you're gonna clarify the
Yeah,
alcohol
yeah,
issue and
yeah.
I'll call and find out what Connor Prairie does.
is
Yeah.
use
and
thing,
you're gonna help
any
with that.
ideas.
You're gonna help with that.
There needs to be some
I
kind of.
don't have any trouble doing the application. What I
I know Juliet said that we, the group,
but if you,
Yeah,
if
to do
you,
it.
the group, does not come up with the framework and an
no, no,
action
you got
plan,
to.
we got to have that, and I would way prefer to be starting on that by
Yeah,
the
let's
next
get it.
meeting.
We have to have it the next meeting.
Yes, it's gotta be.
Yeah.
It's gotta be approved by this group
Right,
and then get in time. Okay, oh, damn.
not sure it has to be approved by the group, the grant doesn't have to be approved, but
Okay,
I mean, the general idea.
the general idea would be nice to have some more input on.
So are we planning on one event or?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, so the
IAC, one
the
event.
IAC grant that is open for September, which doesn't take place until 2026,
right.
is for a one-time
Okay.
event.
So let's do it.
So this would be
Yeah.
a start-up event that we could gauge the reception of.
Yeah.
And work through the kinks of, and then see if it would be something that by next year. Or 26, we would add another one on our own, or we would plan for a series for 2027.
Okay, what time of, well, summer, but when? Do we have a preference for time of month or evening or day of the week or?
I think July's a tough month
It
because
is.
of the 4th and then people are taking vacations before school starts. So
I'd
I
rather
would
do
really,
June.
end of June is what
Yeah,
I
I'd
would,
rather do
Yeah.
mid to,
Yeah.
mid to end,
yeah, and,
better weather.
weekend, weeknight,
I think it's Saturday night.
Saturday night would be good.
Saturday night concert in the park or.
Let's check with Pat Halverson and see if they have a schedule yet. for
Yeah.
there.
I'd say a Thursday night or a Saturday night,
Okay,
and maybe we do two nights.
well, for IAC. we have to
One-time
do-
event with
for
two nights.
IAC, we can call the other one more music event.
I would wanna stay focused on just one night.
One night.
Yeah, I think for first
And for
time.
this grant, and then we can.
Figure out how to develop.
Yeah, then we can like just get all the good
Yeah,
words and ideas and
yeah.
the shape of it together and then go forward with the second.
Do we
I just
know-
wouldn't wanna overcommit us.
No, I agree,
because-
it's better to start small.
Smart, because
Yeah.
look at Living Art Colony, which they would love for us to do again,
Yeah.
so I'm not sure.
We're gonna apply for another grant.
No, there's not another grant for this grant cycle, there's only this one grant.
Do we know
Oh.
if the IEC has money yet? Because,
Yeah,
We do not, no, everyone's sort of up in.
and we wouldn't get the
in,
money until
yeah,
next
Up in
year.
the air.
cause I
That's all right.
applied for a project grant for Chris
Well,
Kendall,
what are we gonna ask for in terms of?
and that was pushed.
We don't need money for the.
I think it's
vacation.
I think it's about a $4,000 grant.
So we just ask for 4,000,
You asked for exactly what they did.
and we don't have to specify how we're gonna spend it.
Well, we know,
ballpark,
yes, you totally know how you're gonna spend it.
Yeah,
Your any
because-
kind donation of the fees, the rental of any equipment,
Yeah,
the
Sound equipment.
payment,
we can make
payment,
up numbers.
advertising,
Sure.
all of that stuff could be,
Oh,
could be.
insurance, we need to get insurance.
Oh, yeah. insurance.
I don't know that we have to have insurance.
That may be through the park.
I mean,
That's
that-
another question
that
I
might
would
be
need to
a
ask
question for the
them.
park. That
Yeah.
might be a question for the park, yeah.
Yeah,
I have to have it for Chris Kendall.
yeah, I'm sure you do, but you're not on the public.
Okay, does anybody have like a fancy working name that we could use
We
for
don't need
this?
to come to the stars, like.
And that doesn't tread on Connor Prairie's name of their event,
But
right?
if we're having it in the late afternoon, it's not really.
Right, so I would say,
Well,
I think it should be evenings,
Yeah, that would be nice, it'll be cooler,
absolutely, like a 7 to 10.
yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do about the noise issue.
I don't think
We
it's
just
gonna
have to
be a
stay.
problem if you're done by 10. I mean,
I think
that's,
so too.
I just don't. If you
Yeah.
go to 11, it may be, but let's try this. If we get complaints from 4 houses.
We're here, she would have.
She would have to
Be
be
fully
next day,
prepared.
yeah.
to tell
Right,
you
and
about-
we would wanna advertise it enough so that people in the outlying neighborhood.
I'll go knock
know,
on their doors and tell
Yeah.
them,
You know, we're gonna try something.
new, can you bear with us?
Yeah.
10
Yeah,
o'clock.
and please come.
What is the
Enjoy it.
noise ordinance?
11,
Under
I think.
10, under certain, and it has to be under certain decibels.
It's like, 75 feet of
There's no
venue.
There's not a decibel thing,
Oh.
they reverted back to the old one,
Yeah.
which is just like if you could hear it within 25 feet.
Yeah.
So it's, I mean, it's a really
Loose, vague,
vague.
got it.
Yeah, and
And
it's not being enforced,
No, that's not big.
No. Okay,
but, we don't wanna upset neighbors.
No.
But I think, forewarning them in advance
I agree.
is
And invite them.
courteous.
We'll give them-
Yes.
We'll give them
Right.
front row seats.
and we're not, you don't blare jazz music
No,
anyway,
you don't.
you know, it's
Easy-
soft and
easy
easy listening and.
Do we have any
So-
candidates for musicians?
You-
That helps.
No, you've got your guys and
I
then.
think-
So they wouldn't qualify as a jazz.
Oh.
But they are,
I don't think that would be difficult with the Jacob School of Music to find somebody
That's true.
or.
it's true.
Find somebody who like
Yeah.
works with the Bloomington Blues Jam or something like that, who
Yeah.
would recommend.
Be nice to get Pat just for the name, because for jazz fans, that would be cool.
Well, maybe he could come and do something,
Yeah.
like, let's see if he's available,
Yeah,
and then, let's see.
Many guys like that play with different groups,
sure.
so he may, already,
We may know people.
Well, and if we can fit it in there, that weekend, of, the jazz retreat, then we'd have a whole ton of people here already.
already,
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, I love it.
yeah.
It's gonna be.
Okay, super.
I've not heard back from Kirstie.
Okay, well, that's just gonna
Yeah.
be the way that is gonna be.
Yeah,
So the last weekend in June for 2026 is the June 26th, is Friday, and then the 25th Thursday, to your point, Lisa, and then Saturday, the 27th.
It was, it's possible the previous weekend, the one that was, Tuesday, the jazz retreat.
I do think that we would benefit with some momentum if those were tied together.
Yeah, so those guys would be on
When is
board.
their retreat?
I'm not sure.
That's-
It's two weekday, 5 day.
We'll give that another go, or
And I,
That would be the
Pretty sure
20th
it's-
versus the
yeah, I think
27th.
it's either, is that, be that week. But you know, I think I can.
so their weekend
You
is
remember
the
those people who were here?
1928.
Pat and his. group
We
came
do,
and
but we
they-
also remember that did not get anywhere, there was no feedback, there was a negative something, and this is what they presented a
To
couple of
be
years
honest, it
ago.
ran into, I didn't expect this, but it ran into some flack,
It did,
Chamber Fest people.
Oh, to
So
do,
this-
to do music out there?
to do a jazz
This
fest.
is gonna be a
at
jazz
a
fest.
couple of different
I
venues.
suggested right here in this room to these guys after the meeting, why don't you call it Jazz Fest Brown County? It's a great idea.
And Chamber,
So I took it to
Didn't like
Chamber
it?
Fest and said, oh no, what if it fails and when it's gonna reflect badly on this?
No,
It's
no,
being recorded.
separate genres,
I
probably
said, that's
similar
not-
overlap.
So anyway,
And we're not like doing a jazz fest, but we could.
so we.
And I think it's still, like I said, a niche that needs to be filled here that people appreciate. So maybe we're looking at the weekend of June 1920, 2026.
Yeah.
Music under the stars, 7 to 10. Lisa's gonna find out how Connor Prairie does theirs. You're gonna talk,
Check one out.
you're gonna check on alcohol and insurance.
Or insurance, and I guess, look, do
And-
we need some
and
sort
then-
of formal
What do you
statement from the park, but yes,
I think that's something that has to be.
I would think you need
I
a
just-
memorandum of
Yeah,
understanding.
yeah, and we. Okay,
I
yeah,
mean. Is that within town limits?
It's not in town
Then
limits.
Deer Run
there's
is
no,
not?
then there's no noise ordinance at all.
oh,
It's-
Deer Run is not in the town?
I don't think so.
I don't believe so either.
Oh, it's a county park, then, isn't it?
It is, a Brown County,
Yeah, because Parks and Rec is right there, and that's a county
yes,
organization.
Brown County Parks and Recreation, and I think
Yeah,
they're
so it's
just,
not in town any more than the two?
Right.
right, because it borders the two.
Correct.
So is anybody
So we
talking to
could
the
do it.
foundation about?
I've gotta run a meeting there at 2 o'clock. and
Today?
Yeah, and I'll talk to Carol and Alice while I'm there.
I thought that was really fun, what they were trying to do. We bought one and then it all got canceled.
Uh-huh.
We were gonna go
What
out
was
to somebody's property. I think it was Erica Rudd's property.
Uh-huh.
When they were doing that, they were selling picnic baskets and different venues that you could buy and go.
I'm just
uh,
picnicking, and I got
Yeah,
one too, it's
oh, I
like,
do
I got
remember
one,
that,
but
yeah.
they were. the
And then it
smallest
got
ones
all
were 50,
canceled.
So I could even afford to get like a little picnic basket, but, I will talk to them and see if there's a way that we can do some type of collaboration
Yeah,
with them, cause it might do well with the growth program.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can see that. All right, do we wanna do any other business or have any other business? We know we're gonna have two votes in August on Chris Kendall's ask. And then, we're gonna go ahead and allocate money to the Christmas ladies to be able to secure a band for the Christmas tree lighting ceremony in December. And then, well, I'll re-invite Kirstie to the meeting
we
and, see if there's some way that we can help out with them. I know that they've supplemented the kids' art class at Second Story Studio for a minute,
Oh.
so.
Good try,
So there's that.
good try.
So definitely working all together, we can
Yeah.
accomplish that.
Yeah.
All right, Well, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'm sorry, William.
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
And,
Motion and it's made and seconded,
and Bill's defense,
all in favor?
he is overwhelmed, rightly so, with the culvert work out on 46.
It's happening, cause
So-
I got in it yesterday.
I'm amazed you're here.
All right,
We'll wait when you come back.
okay, well, the meeting is now adjourned at 10:59 a.m.
And may the minutes reflect that
Make sure
William was here.
turn that off when you. There we go. All right, and then are we automatically stopped on,
Yes.
Do I need to add William to the member attendance list?
Yes,
Okay.
please.